Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the ninth episode of Sri Lanka's first LinkedIn live talk show. Yeah, I can't believe we have completed 8 episodes by now. And today we are going to talk about a topic very important to the society, a topic very important for women, a topic very important for kids, something that is very important for all of us. But let me talk about the show a little bit. I started this LinkedIn live talk show a few months back, maybe 2.5, 3 months. I was doing a solo show, and then I thought, in order to add more value to my network, especially on LinkedIn, I need to bring an expert each week. So here we are. I have brought an expert here today for the ninth episode. And then at the same time, I'm streaming this to my Facebook profile and also to my YouTube channel. So whenever you want to check any of these videos, you can actually go to my YouTube channel and check. Of course, you can come to Facebook and LinkedIn, but then with the amount of content that I post on a daily basis, these videos get buried. So uh, let's look at today's lineup. We have a special guest to talk about a special topic, and the topic, as I told you, it's important for all of us, and it goes like this: can mobility as a service make transport safer for women? We know, so somebody might ask, hey, uh, today's transport services are not safe. Yeah, they are safe, but they are not safe at the same time. So maybe even if it is a registered taxi service, sometimes there could be challenges, and especially in the public transport, there are a lot of challenges for women. So there are two ways of looking at problems. One thing, you can look at a problem and continue to complain. Government is not doing enough, someone is not doing enough. You can look at Elon Musk. He wanted to send money, so he made PayPal. He wants to send a rocket to Mars, so he's making rockets. Yeah, he wanted an electric car, so he's making electric cars. So at the same time, I think we also could do little things rather than complaining. I mean, look at the society. Majority of the time, we find people complaining. We don't have that. I don't have that. Government is not doing enough. The society is not doing enough. And I mean, I could always complain about not having good content. There are not good enough live streams. What have I done? Okay, stop complaining and start producing. So this gentleman decided to do something about it. And okay, why don't I straight away bring him to the screen? Here comes the gentleman. Shohan, thank you very much for gracing this live stream to come and share your experience, share your thoughts. You can say hi to our audience.
Hi everyone, Iboan. Thank you, Amithe, for inviting me for your Cinnamon Chat program, and
Yeah.
I really loved your program. So thanks again.
Okay. So Shohan, he's the founder of Pink Drives. He's also the founder of Monkeywa, another app. We are not going to talk about Monkeywa, but we are going to talk about Pink Drives. He's also the CEO, managing director of Dgenix Private Limited. So Shohan, so my first question to you. So before that, I think I also need to remind the audience. We have two organizations who have come forward to give some gifts. Of course, it's not a competition, but I randomly pick one or two good comments, good questions, and then we offer something. So all this time, continuously for last 4 weeks, Pick a Book has been coming forward to offer a book, and we courier the book to the lucky, I don't want to call it the winner, lucky participant. And then last week, Foodies Farm to Table, who offer chemical free vegetables and stuff, came forward to offer something. So this time, when they realized that we are also talking a topic involved, mothers, and then they said, hey, Amithe, can we also offer a pack which has mango chutney, pineapple chutney, umbrella chutney, ketul treacle, and, pack of homemade spices? I said, yeah, of course, somebody's going to walk away with it. So Foodies Farm to Table, check their Facebook, also offering something for the audience. Thank you very much, Pick a Book and Foodies Farm to Table. So Shohan, I'm
Yes.
encouraging, I'm encouraging the audience to ask questions from you. I have a set of questions. So there's firstly who is saying hello, and then we have Tamit Veerasurya. Good evening. Good evening, Tamit. Thank you for joining. Another person who is really close to agriculture. So I want you to tell us a little bit of brief about yourself, not about your venture up to that point. We don't know from where you landed here. Maybe if you want to talk about your childhood or what you have been doing. I don't know whether you are a software engineer or whether you are a marketer. Let us know a little bit about you.
Okay. Uh, I schooled at St. Peter's College, Bambalapitiya,
Oh,
and soon after leaving school, for a very short period, I joined a freight forwarding company until I got my results. So my time was not wasted from school days on. So after 6 months, I joined a leading private bank in Sri Lanka. So I am a professional banker. So, but I was attached to the bank about 15 plus years.
oh,
Uh, but I wanted to do something different. So when you know banking, it's something very regular stuff doing every day, but want to do something different, and I quit banking 5 years ago. So I wanted to have an entrepreneurial journey. So I joined with my brother and did so many things. Some things failed, some got was success. So these were my experience, which I gained as an entrepreneur. So I then started my own company, and then I introduced because I was interested in bringing in solutions for our
oh,
day-to-day issues. So
okay.
that's why how Monkiwa was born. So Monkiwa is a simple application for the citizens of Sri Lanka to report their public issues to the respective authorities, so that they don't have to visit the authority and complain as and when they see it. So the authorities can take action to help you. And that was the solution which I was working with. And most probably we'll be able to launch it island by next year with the assistance of the government, and looking forward for that. And
Okay.
the next is Pink Drives, so which I started working on it about 6 months back. So now it took 3 months for me to make it alive
Launch it.
and
Yeah.
and
So
launch it.
yeah. So we'll talk about it little later.
Okay.
So I like people who are solution oriented, and you are one of those. So a mini version of Elon Musk, I would say, because he's solution oriented. He could be complaining, but instead of complaining, he's looking for solution. I think this society needs more people who are not complaining but who are looking for solutions. So you are inspiring me as well. Thank you very much. So uh, we are getting into this pink drive thing. But before we come there, I would like to ask you a few questions. Like, we talk about women's right all the time. Yeah, women talk about it, men talk about it, society talk about it, the parliament talks about it. So, do you think they are safe on the road? Maybe I'm asking an obvious question, but then I would like to see what thoughts have gone into your mind before coming out
Okay.
with these.
Okay. When we take Sri Lanka as a country, this is a beautiful country with beautiful people. So, and I know I can guarantee that so many people are very good people who are very concerned about the society, very concerned about the people who are working, engaged with, and happy people. But There are instances, as you said before, we never know. There are few set of people who would be the negative part of this, for that who can make a negative impact to the society. So when you say whether women are safe, sometimes safe, but sometimes they are not. But until we can guarantee that women are 100% safe, we cannot say that women are safe. So there should be a guarantee that women are safe, 100% safe. Then we can say that we are a nation of a nation that we can trust anyone to move around in the country at any given time. So until then, I feel that women are not safe in the country.
Okay, that also reminds me of a particular lady who made a video. There was someone who was behind her walking with a camera, and nobody knew that there was a camera behind. And she was walking on New York streets just to see the amount of verbal harassments that she would get. And the guy behind her was recording with a GoPro. And then later on, she released the video. I really can't remember the person, but um, that's New York. And this is Sri Lanka and any city. So let's say there are a few who says, okay, firstly says this is good for people who innovate, and Sajini says proud of you. Maybe it's proud of you or proud of me. We both could be proud, Sajini. uh, okay, Kapila Bamanusingh, he says appreciate the topic. Yeah, this is also is well known challenge, I would say. So my next question would be, uh, harassments happen in many places. Harassments could happen in streets, public transport, maybe at a shopping mall, verbal, physical. Your comments, uh, like you have any experience, or I mean, someone talks about it. I mean, I have many experiences. You know, my wife comes and talks about it.
Yeah,
What happened
I
to
also
her in
have
the bus?
had so much of experience while traveling in public transport where women face, because I am a person who speaks out, and if I see it, most of the people tend to ignore. But I am not a person like that, because sometimes I take the aggressive movements. So first, initially, I will tell these things are not good, so that should not do it. But when people ignore, and if the driver or the bus conductor ignore, I have taken so many aggressive instances. So I feel, as I said before, there are so many good people because of the
Yeah,
mean, few people. There's a negative feedback for every men and women as well.
yeah,
So when you take Sri Lanka, according to statistics, from childhood to adulthood, for an adult woman, uh, there's about 90% who has been into any sort of harassment. So it can be a verbal harassment, mentality, or a physical harassment. So this means at least once they have been harassed for some sort of thing. So it is not a good thing when we consider as a country. So that is not a good statistic. But the sad part is, out of this 90%, only 4% look for assistance, and
oh,
only 4% go for complaint, go to the police, or go to an authority. So that is a very bad situation, because since they also feel that if they go to complain, they will be penalized. So those type of things has happened in the past. So women are very afraid of that. So they don't doesn't go to police. Sometimes when you go to the police also, they at that place also, they are again they go to complain harassment, and in that place also they were
sometimes
physically or verbally harassed. So women are very afraid. So only 4% is because I feel that the regulations and the things are not in order for these type of issues. So I think there should be a very strict measurements, strict things to take action. So on these issues. So otherwise,
issues, yeah.
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 It's a tough.
So yeah, I can recall. Imagine when a girl, very young girl, wins or does well on a reality show. Just go to the social media comments, and that itself would tell us, that's a sample of the society. That would tell, the amount of social harassments, social using social media people just make. So, and sometimes their profiles are open. They openly come and comment, right? They are not that all of them are fake. Openly they come and do that. So that is where we are uh, coming from. So it's good to see that you have done your homework. The statistics. Yeah, we all know sometimes the institutions. mm, uh, when the institutions are also not geared enough, I'm sure they also have enough problems to deal with, drugs to criminal activities, underworld, and all that. Imagine someone coming and complaining about verbal harassment or whatever. So there has to be more sophisticated and easy ways of complaining them, maybe by protecting the victim as well. Sometimes victim is not protected. So as much as people use social media, I have seen women also taking social media to complain. Sometimes, they record the person, uh, uh, and then post about a particular vehicle or a person trying to harass you. So that has I think, a big impact in the society. So society could rally around that person. Anyway, okay, we have a few comments. Firstly says, harassment happen when a person's stress level is high in the personal life. Yeah, but then uh, what can those poor victims do about it? And let's see. Fazil says our mass media has to play a big role in this case and educate our younger generation to respect, value other human beings. Yeah, Fazil, I mean, I really appreciate your comment. I'm sure everybody has a role to play here. I mean, I have two young boys. If I don't teach them at home that they shouldn't be bullying anyone, harassing anyone, I think as a father, I'm failing my duty. I think, Shohan, you have three kids, yeah, and you have a
Oh,
daughter. Oh, sorry, four. You have one daughter,
yes.
yeah. So you have a greater responsibility, yeah. So it has to start at home, I guess, yeah. And we have Enosh. Shohan is the kindest hearted human being. Pink Drive is a labor of love. Thank you, Enosh, for joining us. Yeah, because this is everybody's show. This topic is everybody's topic. So, uh, you have any statistics or anything to say about public transport in Sri Lanka and the safety of women? So, I'm talking about when you say public transport, the buses, then you have the trains,
Trains.
and then you have the office transports,
Yes.
school transport. I mean, some kind of public transport.
So according to 2019 government statistics, as a single use, for example, we say a single user, there has been 4 billion who use public transport in
Oh,
2019.
okay, okay,
So imagine the situation. So when, according to statistics, women population is 50% plus. It's
yeah,
more than that. And sometimes the public transport usage is lesser than men, some instances. But imagine a situation where women face difficulties in a daily basis when coming to work, going back home, going for classes. So from childhood to adultry, this is a major issue. So government is also trying to do bring solutions for this, but we have to overcome this situation by bringing in. This cannot be eliminated overnight.
yeah,
This has to start from the childhood. Likewise, you said you have to start from home, then school, and change the mentality of the people. teach your son to respect women, teach your daughter to respect men. So that when you teach that, so the when they will go to the society, they will respect each other. Unless that, and from the school days, unless then, it's not going to happen. You have to start from home. Like education, you have to start from home. The mentality, you have to start from home, and other everything you have to start from home. There's a huge responsibility on the parents' side, because there are situations where parents say, "Oh, my child was not in a good condition," but that is a huge responsibility of the parent. You cannot blame the society.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we saw recently there were so many issues happening around with these prisoners. But as a parent, if you had not done your responsibility during the past, that's why you're into this.
Yeah.
So I feel you have to start from home, teach them, and change the mentality. Then you will be able to have a good society. And this is a beautiful country. We should not be complaining about each other, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be like Sri Lankans, but as a nation, we are in a bad situation when you talk about safety.
I know. I know. So there's this discussion about Generation Z and the younger generation. People are complaining about younger generation, and there's also this answer: you created the younger generation. So you created the younger generation, and you can't complain about the younger generation because you created the generation and their culture and everything. So we are part of the problem. Yeah. So okay, we have a comment from Jehan Vijay Singh. Those to Shohan and the team for the amazing social-driven venture. It's so inspiring to hear your stories. Thank you, Jehan. Himant joining from, I think, Balangode. Good idea. Congrats, Shohan. And we have Yamika Neemsara. Good evening. Valuable program. Thank you very much for joining. If you have any question to ask from Shohan, please, uh, please, ask him. Okay, there's Inosh again. I think the best mentality is to treat everyone as human beings. What gender is irrelevant other than for reproduction. Think about it. Yeah, that's a great way of looking at it. We all are respectable human beings. Why don't we respect each other? Yeah. Thank you, Inosh. So then I had to ask about Shohan. You brought the billions who use public transport and all. So our discussion is moving towards actually maybe taxi services. So are taxi services safe for women passengers? What are your thoughts generally? Uh,
That also applies what I said before. In general, we can say that it is safe, not every time, because of the minority. There is an impact. So until you make sure that it is 100% safe, you cannot say a women safe, because women sometimes women cannot go if it is with few others. We say you are safe, but if a woman travels alone, that means you're not 100% safe. You can say 50% safe, but 50% not is acceptable for
yeah,
so we cannot the numbers can do things, say in numbers, but when you take about the victim, unless he's 100% safe, there's problem. So I feel that it is not safe until it is 100% safe. So the issue is, when you take Sri Lankan labor force, out of the 21 million population, labor force adultery is 16 million. So
yeah,
the Sri Lanka labor force is only 50% out of that. So out of that, and also in the transport sector, it's about 500,000 transport and logistics. It's about 500, and only into transport, it comes about 17,000. So out of these 17,000, women is a very minimal percentage. So until we have a bridge this gender gap, so I feel that there's an issue in the safety in taxi services as well, because most of the time women look for women drivers, but the existing, I'm not blaming the existing services, but there is no guarantee a women can expect a women driver at any given time. So so that instances, so they are looking into safety. So I think in the taxi industry at the moment, they are not safe.
Yeah. So one reason why we hail or a cab, we look for a cab, a registered cab sometimes, because of that safety aspect. At least if you want to trace back, there's a traceability. But if you get into a taxi on the road, you're not sure who the person is. Or I mean, if my wife is traveling, I will make sure when she gets in, I'll look at the driver just to make sure that my gut feeling tells okay. So she might send me a text saying I got into a taxi and it's an old uncle. Yeah, so we all have wow, okay, she should reach home safety. I mean, nobody's going to kill you, but then we are talking about harassments and unnecessary gazes. To you can name anything. So that's the situation.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I would like to ask uh, whoever has joined us if you have a question to ask Shohan. I'm not an expert on uh, the taxi services or taxi services about women. I think you should ask Shohan about the question. Um, okay. Okay. Suresh. Let's see. I don't know what he has commented, but it looks like lengthy. I guess mutual coexistence of men, women, children will be the best to move forward as a society. Yeah. Segregation in terms of gender will create unnecessary stress in the society. I feel which could worsen this issue, isn't it? What are your thoughts? My personal thought, Suresh. Yeah, I mean it could be true, but then if I have to send my 13 years old daughter, I don't have a 13 years old daughter. Imagine if I have a 13 years old daughter and I have a situation at home that my wife is not well and I have to send her to a class in Nugegoda from Battaramulla. What would I do? Now I have a situation I have to send my 13 years daughter in a cab where I don't know the gentleman who is coming in the cab, whether he's a good one or a bad one or what do I do? Or if I have to send her to, let's say, to Gampaha, 1.5 hour journey, and then she has to come back as well, right? And let's say now it's 6:30 in the evening. I had to send her to her auntie's place in Gampaha. What do I do, Suresh? What do you think, Shohan? What is your opinion? I agree with Suresh to some extent, but
Yeah.
at the same time, your opinion.
I also agree because I also not a fan of gender separation. But uh, with the current situation and it takes time to solve this problem. So I think prevention is better than cure. So you have to prevent at the beginning, and until you just blame saying this society is not good, the system is not working. There's no point of talking about that after something happens. So if something happens to your wife, if something happens to your sister, so I feel that I believe it's very true that we should not separate everybody is human, so that we should work unite together and do it. But until then, what are we going to do? For example, if you say, okay, everybody starts today to teach your children to do this from childhood, so that child to come to the society it takes 20 years. So until then, what are we going to do? So I feel this is not the total solution to the problem,
Yeah.
but at least we can prevent something happening before then.
Yeah. I mean, we are talking about a history of where a naked woman could take a gem from one corner to the other corner of the country without any problem. But things have changed along the way. Yeah. A lot of things have changed. So thank you, Suresh. I think I agree with Suresh, but I agree with Chohane also. Until we come up with something, this is one way of looking at the solution. So my next question to you: what made you think of starting a taxi service? Did you check the
Oh,
market demand and thought, oh my God, this is a fantastic business model? There's a pain in the society, and I'm going to fix it and I'm going to make some money out of it.
uh, because let me tell you frankly, I was not in the intention of coming into this taxi industry, ride hailing industry, because I saw there are huge international players in the market. and
Yeah.
there are local players in the market,
Big
but
ones.
because big ones. So because I am the person who doesn't do what other people do, so I want
Yeah.
to do something different. But
Yeah.
uh, there's a story behind this.
Please,
My school
if
day
you are
best
free
friend.
to share it.
Yeah, I'm okay to say. My best friend passed away 2 years back, and they were family friends, school day friends, and leaving his wife and two kids. Kids were about 15 years, and she was not working, and they had a vehicle, and she was looking to gain an income while joining the existing platforms.
Okay.
So we regularly visit her, so our family visits there. So one day she said that I have been trying to gain some bookings through the existing platforms, but there's no guarantee that a woman who is getting on board on the vehicle. And there she said that has been faced by a lot of difficulty, and she feels very upset, and she has come home and cried. Their children is amma ಗೆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಡನವ. So likewise, so then we came home, and I just triggered to me that okay, just forget about the other platforms. Just we have a solid media platform where we can speak on social media. So I just created a flyer. I just designed the flyer and just shared on my Facebook profile and on my LinkedIn and in few groups saying that the new lady shopper is in town, looking for female passengers on and kids only. Okay. So I didn't have an intention of doing this as a business or bringing it as a this thing, just to get her some additional income. So this post went viral, shared so many times, and she got so many calls for bookings. We just promoted in only in the Dehiwala Mount level area, but got calls from Kadan, Nigam, Bojai, Pands, and she could cater the demand. So in the meantime, and sometimes I she diverted her phone number to me and to respond to calls because while she is driving, she cannot answer the phone. So then, and there were a few ladies who joined with us in the first batch, asked us whether they also can drive to take people. So I thought there's a huge demand from the passengers that looking for uh, female drivers, and there's also female who are looking to drive in a comfortable environment. So then I thought, why not use our expertise, use the knowledge, and do something good, which nobody has done before. And that was the main thing I wanted to do. So this happened in early June. So after 3 months, I launched it as Pink Drives.
Yeah, amazing. So, Shohan, what I realize now, you are also addressing another issue. Now, we were always talking about the passengers. If you are a lady and if you are a passenger, the harassments that you could go through. But then now I'm suddenly realizing, okay, when the passengers are males and there is a lady driving the car, the harassment that she could go through, even though the passenger is a registered passenger, even though the driver is a registered uh, lady driver, still she could be harassed in some way. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that you are solving that problem also. Amazing.
Yes.
So at the same time you are solving two different types of problems. Yeah. Okay. Then I just realized that. And then you are also solving another problem, Shohan. You are creating jobs for women, maybe who has a car at home and who want to do a decent job and to bring in an additional income. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Yes. Actually, there are so many women who wants to drive because of the there's no guarantee that who the passenger is going to be. So they are very reluctant. So once we bring in a platform where we say, okay, we guarantee that your passenger is going to be a woman like you or a child. So then they are very comfortable. And this is not only about females who are going to drive full time. This is something about a person who has a car, who wants to get an additional income. can join at any time at when they are free, and then they can accept this thing hires and help another person.
Yeah, Shohan, I also have to remind whoever is joining us, whoever has joined us so far, we generally the show goes from 8:30 to 9:15. But if we have a lot of questions, we also have the time to go up to 9:30. So let's see whether if there are any other questions from the audience, we have the capacity to stretch till 9:30. Shohan, you are all right with that, I guess.
Abo.
Yeah. So I have a few other questions. So, what are your thoughts, or have you done any survey about the regional countries? Do they have similar services? India, Bangladesh, Pakistan. I'm sure there are
Yes.
similar problems over there.
Yes. Uh, in the south, not only in the similar areas, in the western countries also there are women-oriented taxi services.
Oh,
So
okay.
that means everyone is seeking for safety. So
Yeah.
that's the main reason behind this. So most of the other countries, due to a harassment or similar situation a woman faced, they have started looking for women passengers, and they have initiated to go through to convert it as a taxi service. That's how all the other in the other areas, other part of the world, it has happened. But
Yeah.
only in Sri Lanka this has even changed. A man has started this on behalf of women.
So, you have anything to say about even India, Pakistan, and all? They have services.
Yeah, they have service. India, there's about 4 to 5 cab services called Kola, Poshi, Taxi, She Cab. Pakistan, Pink Taxi, Pink Cabs, some other names as Femi Tax. Likewise, there are so many women-oriented taxi services, which is
Okay.
catering for women and kids only.
Okay, interesting. So the other one is like now you were talking about creating women entrepreneurs in this way. So uh, you think they can they even though there is demand, maybe there's certain peak demand, there's demand, so there are times there's no demand. So can they earn a reasonable income? As a lady driver, you have your car, then you got to pump petrol and all that, and you got to have a recent amount of. Now other taxi services, I know sometimes men who drive, they register themselves into two or three services. So if one is having less number of hires, they shift to another service. But in this case, they have to purely depend on pink drive. What
Yes.
can you say about that?
Actually, this is the ladies who have joined. At the moment, we have 25 ladies who have registered with us and moving around Colombo and the suburban areas. So out of
Okay.
this 25, almost 90% are part timers. So
Okay.
because we cannot expect a woman to be full time online like a man in the other platforms, be online on the road, wait on the road until you get a booking. So they are parents, they who are working. So during their free time, they are trying to join with us and get an additional income. If without being on full time, if everyone can have a separate time allocated to be online in part time, you can get a good additional income while uh, being part of this movement. So this is like a chicken and egg situation. So once you have this is something new to the society, where women should make bookings through the platform, and the ladies, women are waiting for accepting bookings. So we cannot say who should be in first. Both should come together. So we need women drivers, and in the meantime, we need women passengers. So if we have less drivers, women passenger will look for a booking, and if there's no, she will be disappointed and then move on to another. Likewise, we have to go on a parallel line, so to make this successful.
Okay. So let me ask it this way. Uh, the current lady female drivers, female entrepreneurs who are doing this as part time, are they happy with the income that they get?
Yes, because as I said, there are part timers, so they are happy with what they spend, the time they spent on us, and what they get on return.
Okay, she's taking this to a different dimension. From a cultural perspective, has it been tough for you to represent a women-only service, being a male? Have you faced any social issues or criticism? Maybe he's indicating, have you faced any problem at home also?
Not yet.
Not at home.
Hoping to get, yeah, might get in the future. Not yet.
But then I mean, as from a male point of view, I'm so proud because I know whenever I have to send my wife, or I have seen my sister's daughter, she's in the university, and she sometimes say mommy, she calls me mommy. The harassments that I face, while coming from Kandy to Colombo, I can't discuss with you. So that's a kind of a society that we're in. So I'm so proud of you, Shohan, for being part of the solution. So I think you got your answer in one straight word. Yeah. Uh, and then how do you see the competition in this area? Do you
Mm,
believe that more competitors should get into this, or I mean, I
definitely.
don't think you
That's
can you
that
can solve this.
that's because when you're trying to solve a social problem, you should not think of competition. When so much of people come join together, and if this problem solves, then that should be the happiest moment of a social entrepreneur. So I feel this as a not this not at a competition with the other players, but we should compete to change the mindset of women, because it is very challenging to bring on board women chauffeurs, women to drive this thing, because we are on a different cultural background. We have a different cultural background. From We started promoting from August, so up to now, I think we have got about 250 to 300 women who has shown interest to be part of this. But
Okay.
at the last mile, most of them drop. That is
Oh,
because some say, "Eh, husband කැමති නෑනේ, ළමයි කැමති නෑ." Then some people ask me, "Mama, තවත් taxi driver කෙනෙක් වෙයිද? Will I be another taxi driver?" So I am trying my very best to change their mentality. What I say is, for women, don't think that you're another taxi driver. Don't think that you're being branded as think as a woman who is helping another woman for mobility. So if we can change that mindset, then we can change this country. So think until then if you think, okay, my mother taxi drive kala mata salary kiyak thamana. I got money for driving a taxi. So what I say is, feel think that you're going to help another woman in the society to be safe, another child to be safe in the country. So then you should be proud of what you're doing. That
yeah.
mentality hit them.
Yeah, and I think we as Sri Lankans, we need to change the way look at occupations, right? A taxi driver is an entrepreneur, whether it's a male or a female, right? A three-wheeler driver is an entrepreneur. I mean, if you ask me at my home, my gas is brought in by a taxi driver. I mean, whenever my son has to run to a closest tuition center, otherwise I have to do all that, and they are very trustworthy. Yeah, because you have a set of people whom so they solve a lot of problems in the society. So we need to respect those, and who can change it? You and I have to change it.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have Charaka here, a game-changing initiative by empowering women. I was Shohan's Pink Driver's launch. He was there, it seems, at the launch. So the enthusiasm to my naked eyes. Great stuff. Thank you, Charaka, for being part of the show. And he was here once as a guest, right? And then, okay, we have a interesting question from Usama. What is the main purpose of ladies looking out for lady drivers? Are you charging a premium since you are providing an X factor for the women who are expecting that service from you? That's a good question.
Yes. When you say this is my charges on this service is it's normal as the other services, because whatever said and done, when it comes to your pocket, when you comes to your wallet, lot of people think, because you talk about safety, but when you have to move with the financial situation, I know everyone is not comfortable, so they look into low budget as well. So even though a lot of people talk about it, but when you come to these type of situations, so it's not a premium charge. It's I'm not quite sure about. It's maybe little bit higher than the normal rate, but
Average.
it's not so high. And women entrepreneurs also, the partners, I call them pink drive partners, as entrepreneur. They also, we what we do is we support them to build their income, so and which are and maintain their status levels as well.
Okay, so we have few more questions and a few more minutes to complete. But then I want to ask, how do passengers, customers should go about it? So I have the details. Would you like to explain?
Yeah, we have the Pink Drive's passenger app on App Store and Play Store. You can download and make a booking through that. Or else, as I said, these are women, ladies who are not full time online. They are mothers, they take care of their kids. There are teachers, they take care of the students. There are parents, and they are working environment. So sometimes you might not see like the other platforms. When you make a booking, you see 5 to 6 vehicles around you. But in this situation, it is not like that, because they work part time. So if you cannot find a vehicle through the app, just call or WhatsApp hotline, so definitely we can assist you in connecting a vehicle. So because we have a personal connection with the
Partners.
driver partners. So whenever we have a request, and they will attend to it. So what our customers do right now is they plan their trips ahead.
Oh,
Okay, so if you know that you had to go to the doctors at this time, you know it in advance. Now you're not going to find a vehicle at the last moment. So through this we can solve this problem.
okay. Interesting. So
And
I
even
think,
we
yeah.
take we take long trips as well if you inform me in advance.
Okay, so I think, Usama, you got your answer for the question. I also have to remind the audience we have a book to give away, and we also have an interesting pack to be given away. So the book is courtesy of Pick a Book, and then we also have a little bundle. It's from Foodies Farm to Table. Check their Facebook. Uh, Chemical free vegetables, if you want, Foodies Farm to Table. Uh, uh, Courtesy of them, we have got a pack of, one mango chutney, pineapple, umbrella chutney, ketul treacle bottle, and a pack of homemade spices. That will be delivered to you, provided the person who gets this is in Colombo district. I can't be sending this to Mana or Vaunia, and I'm sure they have enough chutneys around. So what you could do is, in case if you get this, if you are far away, I mean, last week I think our winner was in Monaragal, and he decided to give it away to a friend of him. He's in Colombo. So you could always give another address. We will deliver it happily. I mean, rather, Foodies Farm to Table would do that. So Shohan, before we complete the session, I have a few more questions to ask you. What is your message to the women out there with a car at home?
Yes, uh, I know we sometimes they just they are part timers. They their parents, the mothers, and who work online. And what they can do is Be part of this movement. Don't think that you're going to be another taxi driver. Just think, change your mindset, change the mentality, think that you're going to help the society
Yep.
and someone who is like you. So uh, just message us on our hotline, say that in our process, we do not onboard with online applications. We have a one-to-one interview, then a special training program, and then only we send them to the market so that everyone is safe. I guarantee that everyone is safe, and I guarantee that we onboard selected people, not every person who applies. We onboard selected people. So just drop us a message. We will guide you how to do the process and then do the training program and whenever you are free. For example, when you're going to the shopping, when you're going to the supermarket, when you're going to the salon, when you're going to go drop your child to the school, bringing them after school. If you're going to drop your child at school and not in this current situation, in the normal environment, school, and you're going to wait, some ladies wait until the child finishes school. So you can gain an additional income while spending time with this movement, pink drives.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's for the message for those who are having a car at home. So, what is your message to the lady passengers? I mean, you just covered that as well. You also said that it will not be available the way like the other cars. Anything else you want to add to that?
Uh, Believe in this, so that we guarantee your safety, and we guarantee that we send a lady, lady with a vehicle, and we to you to enjoy. You don't have to bother about anything else. You just enjoy your ride and be safe.
Okay, so I have to announce those two lucky people who are winning the book and this chutney pack, I would say, with some spices from Foodies Farm to Table. So, EAT Suresh, you are winning, or rather, I don't want to call it winning, you made a very a lengthy comment and we had to go on talking about it. You are getting a book, the courtesy of Pick a Book. So, that's Suresh. You get a book from Pick a Book. I want you to go to Facebook, LinkedIn, and go to pickabook.club and check what they do to inculcate reading and presentation habits in everyone who, among maybe book lovers. And then James Wazir, both of you have to inbox me your addresses. You are winning the chutney pack, right? You can enjoy, and later on you could tell me, how good they are. And then the last question, Shohan, what is your future plan? What do you see this? I mean, we know we are also experiencing a difficult time due to pandemic. People are traveling less. Then there are safety protocols, health, and
Yes.
then beyond maybe 2021 we all are hopeful that this pandemic will be over, things will be back to normal. What's your future
Okay.
plans?
Before coming into that, now sometimes men might say that. Men might get disappointed, say that we cannot take your service. But you understand this is something unique to help the society, and we have not restricted you on downloading the application. You also can download and make bookings on behalf of your loved ones, so that we take care of your loved ones and take them safely. So don't get disappointed. Download the application and make a, because I know, because I have done it. Parents make bookings on behalf of the wife, children, and on behalf of the wife. So you can do it, and you can monitor where they are through the application, and you can do that. And coming on to your last question, uh, we have initially we are focusing on the Colombo and the surrounding areas to expand this service, because at the moment we every week we are onboarding ladies to the platform to help the society and take care of the women on mobility. So At the moment, initial focus is on Colombo and the surrounding areas, but we have got so many requests from ladies outside Colombo on the major cities like Kandy, Goa, and other areas, whether they in Ratnapura, whether we can bring in this service. So we are looking into expansion as well. But maybe in another 2 3 months time, maybe look into moving on to other parts of as well.
Okay, so thank you very much, Shohan, joining with us today to talk about a very uh, important issue that the society is facing. And as I told at the beginning, we can start complaining or we can become part of the solution. I'm so happy to actually interview someone who is creating solutions. Not only this, you have created other solutions, but then you are helping the society to solve a problem in your own little way. Also, you are helping the entrepreneurs. You know, the entrepreneurs are actually running the economy. So you are creating entrepreneurship among women. So thank you very much for joining with us, and we look forward to see your expansions. You know, I think I should download the app. I haven't downloaded the app, even though I have been interviewing you right now. I've been talking to you about this for some days now. Let me download it. I honestly didn't download it because I thought it is no use. But I know now I can use it on behalf of my loved ones. Yeah, so I will definitely download the app. And thank you very much for coming on board. And then to the audience, thank you very much for an exciting audience. Share this video with your loved ones and show them how we could solve problems in the society. And then join with me next week also for another exciting episode. You know, this is the holiday season, so we are trying to see how best we could help everybody. And then I have another episode, a special edition coming tomorrow. My 11-year-old son would be interviewing one of the serial entrepreneurs living in Canada, Toronto, that's Kamaj Silva, about entrepreneurship for kids, because my son is planning to start a startup next year to teach entrepreneurship for kids. So Shohan, you know, I'm sure you could be one of the mentors in his school, and he would be interviewing Kamad Silva at 7:30 in the night tomorrow. So Shohan, I would expect you to be there with your kids. Now I'm forcing you, okay? So don't forget to join on the same platform tomorrow. That is Cinema Chat with Amithe, where myself, my son, he's 11 years old, and Kamal Silva will be on another beautiful episode that's called a special edition. So thank you very much for joining with us. Stay safe. Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much. Good night.